Hello everybody, we're in Lisbon. We're in Lisbon again. This is another video from Lisbon. I wanted to take you guys on a daytime adventure around Lisbon and come with me as I explore around. There's one place I haven't been to yet. We've been here for, I think it's been 3 or 4 days, and we've done a lot of exploring around. We've done a fair bit. We've changed accommodations 1, 2, 3 times now. So we've stayed in different areas as well, getting a good feel for the city. But there's one thing that I want to do. It's our last day here and I want to take you guys with me to go and do it. If you can see behind the statues up there, up in the distance, there is a big hill, and I believe it's the highest point of the city. There's a castle up there, Castle of São Jorge. Not sure if I don't really know too much about it, but we're going to go up and check it out. And we're starting from this plaza right here, which is a pretty big open space, and there is some interesting facts about this place I can share with you guys. This actually used to be all normal buildings here, but because of the big earthquake in Lisbon in 1755, all of these buildings were destroyed, and basically they just decided to keep it as an open space ever since then. So they built some stuff around it. I'm pretty sure this whole area, this is the Baixa area of Lisbon, pretty sure this whole area was pretty much flattened. We're actually staying in a building just a couple of streets back, and the person who showed us around when we checked in, she was saying that that building is new since the earthquake. It was built after the earthquake, and they've since renovated it to make it into a nice little apartment, very cozy, very nice. Anyway, I want to go through here. We're going to go through this main archway here. This is a triumphant arch that they built. It was supposed to be, I believe, a dome, but they decided to make it into like more of a victory arch. You can see up top there's some pretty epic statues up there holding some laurel wreaths above. I think it's Glory and Valor, the two figures up there, and yeah, it looks pretty epic. So anyway, let's just go and we can discuss things as we go. Right down next to the river Tagus here. We've been on a little sailboat around in the afternoon yesterday. That was really nice, not too choppy. It was just perfect conditions for sailing. But yeah, it's been a nice time in Lisbon. We've enjoyed it. It's certainly been hot, and it's going to get hot today because, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is one of the tallest points in Lisbon. Lisbon is known as the city of 7 hills, but there's many more than 7 here. So we are going to climb one of them today. It's going to be a bit of a struggle, but we're going to go through some of the new buildings here as well as part of the old town as well. The little village sort of underneath the castle, Alfama, is the oldest part of Lisbon. I believe that there wasn't much destruction from the earthquake there, so some of those buildings that are there are original from before 1755, which is unique to Lisbon. Yeah, and as you can see, there's a fair few tourists around. I'm not sure if there is a cruise ship in, but it is a cruise ship destination, so you do get a lot of cruisers coming in here, and the cruise ships, they sort of dock just down here, then everyone just comes along, and you look at this scene in front of me, it's a lot of people. Got the big monument there, and just an absolute sea of people. This is one of the main shopping streets here, and it's very touristy. It's got all the hallmarks of a European tourist city, which I don't really love. It's got people selling, what do you call them, like fraudulent, like football t-shirts. They're kind of like fake t-shirts that they sell on the street, and then you see them kind of like grab them all and pick them all up and run as soon as oh my goodness. Can't even hear myself think. Yeah, they kind of have all their football shirts out on the street, and then as soon as like the police come, they quickly grab them all up and disperse. But There's quite a few people here vying for the tourism dollar. You'll see them as we go past. People selling all sorts of little bits and pieces, whatever that thing is. There's actually an artisan market here, little local craft market. But yeah, more stuff. We've got one of these people that supposedly floats. We've got hats. We've got sunglasses. Everything you need. But take a look at that archway that we're under right now. It honestly, sometimes when I go under things like this, I feel like, is that even real? Like, it seems so grand, so big. Don't you get that? It's just like, doesn't look like it's real, and all these people just walking underneath it, just completely trusting the construction here. It actually does create like a really nice breeze through here, and these porticos as well, where this craft market is, you do get shade, you do get a breeze, and it makes it a really more enjoyable place to be in, rather than stay in a place like that square where it's very, very open and very hot. The other option, if you want to cool down in Lisbon, is to go down by the riverside. Usually you get a bit of a breeze down there. But anyway, we're going to continue up this street. This is Rua Augusta. There is a Portuguese way to pronounce it. I'm not even going to attempt it because the way that they pronounce R's and G's is, yeah, out of my abilities. But this is the main shopping street here. Now, you'll notice a lot of these old cars and tuk-tuks around. You're going to see them in the backgrounds when I'm walking, because obviously there's, you know, a lot of tourists around here. But man, I can't believe how many tuk-tuks there are in Lisbon. It's just like so crazy that it's like nearly overwhelming. And they've also got the tram system as well, which is actually, the tram system is like, I don't know, I think it was maybe a gift from America. Been here for a while. Here we go. Some t-shirts, musicians, squishy balls. Yeah, the tram system I think was a gift from America. I think those trams are American designs. So they sort of have a place here in the history of Lisbon, but these tuk-tuks, I'm not sure they quite fit into the authentic history, the story of Lisbon. But they are very popular. I don't know how expensive they are, but they absolutely clog up the streets. Like, we've been walking around some of these streets, and yeah, it's just like tuk-tuk after tuk-tuk after tuk-tuk, and they get stuck behind these. They also get stuck behind the trams and the buses and like the police, and like sometimes you're walking along streets and the traffic's just absolute dead standstill, and no one's going anywhere. So there is a bit of a problem here with traffic, and the tuk-tuks definitely add to that as well. Alright, I'm just going to check my map because pretty sure we do need to go up, maybe up this way. Anyway, this shopping street, it does go quite a way, all the way up to another plaza at the end, so you can do some shopping here. Charlotte and I we were in one of these shops earlier, having a little shop up. Didn't buy too much, but she bought a couple of bits and pieces that she needed. But these restaurants here, they have a reputation in Europe. If someone is waving you down and telling you to come in and eat and have a drink and stuff, generally that's a sign that it's not a great restaurant if they're having to do that. The thing is, in Europe, I've kind of found that you either get a great view or great food. It's very rare that you actually get a good view and good food in the same place. Oh, we got one of these hanging bars here. Hang here for 2 minutes, win 50 euros. Someone's going to give it a go. Not me. Yeah, so that's the thing with these places here. They're in such a great situation. Even down on the plaza, you know, it's like big open space. You can watch people and it's very open. But if you want really, really good food, it's often down some side street or like in a little, you know, like basically a little cave house, something like that. That's where you're going to find all the good food. Anyway, they have a bit of a bad reputation here in Europe, those kind of restaurants. Apparently, if you see iPads, if they've got an iPad sling on them, or if they are coaxing you in, telling you to come in, have a shot, have a drink, then it's pretty sound advice just to generally avoid. Do your own research, look for something on, I guess, Google Maps with some good reviews, or a recommendation from someone who's been there before. Anyway, let's carry on. We've been having a lot of discussions about over-tourism, because it's obviously a problem here in Lisbon. And the hotel that we were staying at last night, the girl who was working at reception, she was talking to us about how she actually lives an hour out of Lisbon. She lives in a different city, and to commute she actually has to drive to the train to a bus station. Then she catches a bus, and she'll be on the bus for about 40 minutes before she gets to Lisbon to go to work, which is pretty crazy, but that's just the reality for a lot of people because they can't afford to live here. Because what you get is you get people who are from, like, say, the States, or they might be from another country like Germany, where they're earning a lot more money compared to the local residents here, who, like, normal wages would be a lot lower than, say, that of America. Or I'm just looking up because this is our building here. This is where we're staying. We're staying in this blue tile building right at the top. Great little place. Yeah, they'll obviously pay a lot more for their rent. If they're earning a lot more, they're more comfortable to do so. But what ends up happening is local residents are obviously priced out because they can't afford to pay that much for their rent. And that's the situation that we've seen firsthand. You know, the person who was working at the hotel today was telling us exactly that. Which is a shame, and I don't really know the answer because there's so many tourists here. There's obviously a lot of money to be made by people who own properties here, or, you know, people who are investing here as people who are from outside the country. But yeah, what can you do? There is talk of doing, like, secondary taxes on people who have those kind of short-term holiday rentals, Airbnbs and other, you know, like apartments for people to have short stays. But the worry is that if you do that too much, then people are actually going to just not have an incentive to rent out their properties, and they'll just keep them empty, and they'll just be basically empty spaces within the cities, which is another risk as well of wasted space. So it's a bit of a balancing act, I think. I think a lot of places around the world are sort of contesting with this struggle, this balancing act. We've definitely seen it in Cornwall in the UK, where there's a lot of talk about putting this super high tax on people who own second homes and who rent them out for holiday rentals. But then, you know, that's the risk, isn't it? Because you'll get people who just go, oh, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. And they'll just shut up their holiday rental, and then it won't be available for anyone, not even the local residents. So there you go. That's the conundrum. Let's go. Try and avoid some of the busier streets, because some streets are just so hectic with traffic and tuk-tuks and trams, and it's just like just inhaling fumes as you walk past. Now, clearly there are some residents here, because we have laundry hanging outside of a house. These are not props, even though it does sort of feel like Disneyland sometimes here. Yeah, there's some local people who actually live here still. But yeah, it does certainly feel like a lot of stuff is here just for show. You get a lot of these shops that are just popped up with, you know, silly little magnets and souvenirs and kind of like stuff that I wouldn't personally buy, but a lot of people do, and that's why these shops exist, because people just want like a little trinket, a little knick-knack, maybe a gift to give to a friend back home, or, you know, like one of their family or kids or something like that. I'm already getting out of breath. Where's this guy going? Okay, I'm gonna run. Oh yeah, there's a big cathedral here which is quite cool. We went inside it the other day, but there was actually a wedding going on, which is crazy. They actually let tourists in there during a wedding ceremony. Yeah, it was nice. We just got to witness sort of the end of the wedding, and then they went off to sign their paperwork and everything. We didn't see too much of the church though, because they kind of cordoned off like the front section for the wedding party. Whew. The streets are so tight here. The cars are just like always going up on the gutters. So we're gonna keep going up and up and up and up. It's another golf buggy. All sorts of like small vehicles here. A lot of, yeah, like tuk-tuks, electric vehicles. Some of them are just golf buggies. So yeah, people just make whatever they want. There's a lot of them which are actually classic cars, or they look like classic cars, but they're just fake. They're like replicas. So people, I guess, they think they're coming to Lisbon, especially some tourists, I guess, who don't do a lot of research. Maybe they just see the photos. They look like, you know, real old cars, but they're actually just fake. They're just replicas. They're basically a chassis with a body kit on them. Okay, look at this. Beautiful jacarandas. I'm just going to take a moment to catch my breath. Look at this. Beautiful little spot here. Car's absolutely covered in jacaranda flowers. So yeah, so nice. I think I'm going up those stairs over this way. Basically, we're just going up and up and up and up until we get to the very top. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think would solve this over-tourism problem. I tend to think that it will swing from this extreme all the way back to the other extreme where it just won't be as popular to come here. I actually feel like that's kind of happening now in Paris. Like Paris gets a lot of, I guess, like negative press because of you know, people running scams there and all these kind of like different ways you can lose money in Paris. And there's a lot of French protests going on as well. I just feel like there's a lot of bad press in Paris. I think it's kind of like swinging the other way in Paris, and I expect it'll do the same here. Now, where are all these tourists going to go? That's the question. And I think what people are craving, what I tend to see is like people looking for like an authentic experience. That's like always a word that people use. They want an authentic travel experience. But to be honest, if you want the comfortability of like, you know, all your comforts that you have at home, and you want to travel to a new destination, you're not going to have that authentic experience. Travel is kind of like, you need to actually have some challenge. Like it's got to be, I guess, a bit difficult to make it have such a, like an effect, like a profound effect, like change you as a person. Because if you just go somewhere and it's very easy and everything's all like la-di-da, just follow the tourist route around the city, lunch here, stop here. You don't have to try and learn a new language, or, you know, like everything's just easy and set up for tourists. It's so far from authentic. It sucks, but it's true. But to be honest, I think most people just want like just that. They want like an easy experience. They don't want to struggle. They don't want to learn a new language. They just want to go to a place and like have nice food and be in a new place and see different things, but they don't want to be challenged. And I get that as well. Like I was talking about this earlier with my wife, and you know, if you've got a couple of kids and you're like working all year, like full-time job, when you go away on holiday, you just want to go and relax. You kind of do want to have just like an all-inclusive holiday. Everything's taken care of, no struggles, no challenges. You just go and everything is there for you. every pleasure, every delight, all the different types of cuisines, whatever you feel like, just have it like that. And that's kind of the world that we live in now. People just want that instant, I want this, I'm gonna have this, okay. That instant gratification, like the I want it now generation. It's the way it is. We still have some beautiful tiled buildings around. There's, you know, it's all still here, but I guess the parts that we're missing is just like, I don't know, the genuineness. I actually heard that 2 million people since 2011 have left Portugal. Something like it went from a population of 10.5 million to 8.5 million within just over a decade. So it's pretty crazy numbers. Like that's like just under 20% of your whole population is just gone. And they've gone to different countries. They've gone to, say, like Germany or Luxembourg. You know, these skilled people are going to different countries because they can get a higher income and I guess a better quality of life. Especially even, you know, a place like Lisbon, like how hard would it be to exist here, to just go about your daily life? There's all this foot traffic and car traffic on the road. It's just non-stop. Tell you what, I am sweating now. We have some shops here. These kind of seem, yeah, I mean, that's like nice little, are these, I think, oh no, we saw a place down south in the Algarve, and they actually had these like tiles, but they were kind of like flicked up in a way where you could use them to sort of like grind garlic and ginger and, you know, use them as a bit of a tool in the kitchen, which was quite cool. But these are not them. I think we're here. It's looking like a castle. It is looking like a castle, guys. I think we're in the right place. I do feel like really hypocritical, like talking about this stuff, obviously, because I do like a fair bit of traveling as well. But I can't just ignore it. I have to like think about it and discuss it and sort of think forward to the future as well, because what's the future going to hold really if travel becomes kind of not illegal, but you could get like cancelled for it or something, and it's not a cool thing to do anymore. Lisbon sightseeing, cool beans. Bit of a cafe vibe out here, outside. I think we have to pay to go in the castle, so we'll see. It looks like locals doing deliveries, just stuck behind buses again. Look at this though. Wow. Now, to give you a bit of context as well, it is a Saturday afternoon. It's 5 p.m. So the castle stays open till 9, so there's still plenty of time for people to come in and out. Yeah, that's just to give you an idea of, you know, the kind of time of day and stuff, why it's so busy right now. Rua de Santa Cruz do Castelo. Tarot. Palm reading. We got some orange trees. Cool. I got no idea how to get in here or where to go, so I'm just going to keep going up. I think that's the number one rule. That's the name of the game here. Oh, I see a queue. And it's a long queue. Look at that. It starts here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to join that queue. Before I do, I'm going to have a quick look to see if there's an option for online tickets. That is like a little trick you can do sometimes just to cut the queue. Naughty, I know, but If you have the means, why not? Far out. Ticket office. Oh, actually, what's going on? Guided tours, ticket office. Maybe not. Tickets. Well, I'm in a shorter queue for the ticket office, so maybe these people are waiting for like guided tours. Let's see. Hello. Can I have one ticket to go in? Do I have to wait to go in, or can I just go straight in? I can. Okay, cool. Thank you. What are people waiting for? What's this? That concert. Ah, there's a concert. Cool. Okay, thank you. All right. So there's a concert going on, and that's why everyone is here queuing. Look at that. What a venue. So I've got to scan this, I suppose. My ticket, 15 euros. All right. I'm in. I'm in, guys. See, all these people are queuing for the concert, but it kind of looks like they're just paying for a seat. And I can just stand right here and enjoy the concert too. He's practicing. He's still, the guy up there is playing piano, but it sounds like he's still learning. No, I'm sure he's not. Oh wow, you guys are gonna get excited over this view. Have a look. Far out. That is a fantastic view. Wow. Look at this. That's it. That's it, mate. You got it. What a place for a concert. What an absolute place for a concert. Right here on this peninsula, you can see the bridge. You can see that huge statue of Jesus Christ. You can see all the way down to the east. What a venue. Fantastic. Some nice little spots to sit under the trees here. It's actually not too hot up here, which is nice. Wow. Look at this. Sheesh. Ah, look at that little fountain down there. It's beautiful gardens. I think these must be people's houses. Must be their backyard. Far out. What a beautiful, beautiful place. And then over this side we can see Lisbon city. Wow. Look at that. That bridge over there and the statue up there. The statue, the sanctuary of King Christ the King. Wow. And the river, that river goes all the way out to the Atlantic Ocean. That's where the cruise ships come in underneath that bridge. Oh. It's actually really beautiful here with this guy practicing his piano. Adds an atmosphere to it for sure. I can hear peacocks as well. Look at this view, guys. Look at this. Got a cannon up here. In the city below. You can actually see, if we come just around here, just a little bit further, that big square, that's where we started. That's that huge square with the monument in the middle and the big arch for the Rua Augusta Street. Far out. I might stay up here for the concert. It's amazing. I'm gonna get some content for our other vlog, our other channel. Let's do that quickly. Look at this for a shot. Another fantastic thing to do here in Lisbon is to come up to the Castelo de São Jorge, or Jorge, and see this amazing view. We can see all the way down to the plaza, the main plaza here in Lisbon. Over the city, we can see the statue, the sanctuary of Christ the King, as well as this bridge as well. 26th of April, the bridge is called after the date where they overthrew their dictator. What a fantastic view. All right, let's walk around and see what else we can see in this wonderful, wonderful place. This amazing perspective we have. It's just incredible. They've obviously got all of their stage equipment here for the show tonight. Wow, what a spot. So this city here, Lisbon, was actually the second, still is, as the second oldest city in all of Europe, only after Athens. So it's a pretty important place for a while. Wow, look at this. Look at this. You can see more plazas down here. There's a big one down there, big square. Pretty sure that's at the end of the shopping street. So that shopping street runs all the way. You can see the jacarandas down there, and there's a big monolith in the middle. And you can sort of see the hills as well. That big hill over there, that's Bairro Alto, the party district. If you watch the other video, that's where I ended up. Well, I did go through there and try to avoid staying out of trouble. What a place. We've got some ice creams. So I guess we can go right up in the castle as well, which is pretty cool. I need to get some more shots of this for the other channel. I try and walk really steadily, make these nice cinematic shots. Okay, where are we? Oh, there's a toilet up here. Let's go and have a look. Archaeological site, toilet, this way. Lovely Castello Ristorante. Cool. Loja shop. We've got a shop here. Oh, there's a peacock up there. Nice view for you there, the peacock. Okay, all right, so we need to go to the toilet. Cool. There's different ways to get up here as well. It feels like less tourists up here now, which is nice. Yeah, it definitely feels hypocritical saying stuff like that, but I'm just observing as I see it. I do remember I'm a tourist as well. All right, let's go back down. And I think we're going to head up, maybe, look at that restaurant down there. I think we're going to head up in that castle over there. All right, down we go. Nice steep stairs. All right, let's get in the castle. How pretty is this? It's just so nice, isn't it? Beautiful. Oh, no way. There's peacock babies. Little baby peacocks. They must be happy here. Lots of them, they're just all sitting there having a little drink with Dad, I guess, or with Mum. I'm not sure what peacock parenthood is like. They're so cute. They're still fluffy. All right, let's go up to the castle. Let's go and storm the castle. Let's capture it. There's a bit of an info board here. I might just read that before I go in, so we can have a bit of a extra knowledge about what we're seeing. Hello, little peacock. It's a little adolescent. Alright, so we've got some info here. We are here, the castle. There's an archaeological site further this way, so quite a big structure we're in. Oh no, hang on. We came in this way. That was the big square. Around there, restaurant. Okay, we'll go in the castle and then maybe back around that way. Sound like a plan? Let's go. You know what else? I feel quite silly sometimes, like going to a place like this and like everyone's taking the photo, the same photo, and then I think, I'm not going to take that photo because someone else has just taken it. It's so silly. But then I think, actually, I'm going to be not sharing my photo album with that other person, so I better capture that photo as well. Oh, there's someone right up the top of the castle, through just up by the arrow slot up there. We've got some more little slots here we can shoot advancing enemies with. All right, I'm going to go through the doorway. Wow, it's very cool, very cool. It feels very old. I wonder how old this castle is actually. I wonder if this is one of the survivors of the earthquake, the big earthquake of 1755. It definitely feels like it, but maybe it's been renovated over the years. Look at this. These walls are massive. The walls are so big. And the floor is so uneven and so slippery. It's a huge space up here though. Probably, let's have some wild guesses at what was going on up here hundreds of years ago. So maybe some like keep the animals up here, maybe like a bit of a market area. I've got a sign pointing me to go this way and go up, so I think we're going to do that. We're going to follow the recommended path. Let's go. Look at that, it's quite steep. All right, you guys are going on full extension for this. We're going to go up together. Traffic. Okay. Wow. We're up. We made it. It's a full castle wall. You can go all the way around. Let's go. Let's go and explore. There's lots of little cafes and kiosks around as well, so even if you were up here in the middle of the day, get some drinks, make it nice and cool for you. Wow, these are steep stairs, aren't they? Far out. Easy. Everyone's like tripping and falling over all the different angled bits of floor. Look at it, it's all uneven. They try to make it look level, but it's not. It's not. There's a well up here. Oh, we can see views out to the north. North Lisbon. Out there. Oh, cool. I think this might be a little shot here. Let's see. All right, back down the steep staircase. Good technique. That's the way. It's so steep. Sheesh. Wow. Little birdie. Yeah, little birdie. Yeah, it's good wind up here. Well, I would love more information. This is great. Everyone's waiting for their turn in the window to get the photo. Very polite, I like that. Do you want me to take a picture for you?
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Well, it's so bright. Hang on. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
One for the memories. Wow. What a view. So good. So we're doing a full lap of the whole castle wall, which I love because we can see all the perspectives. It's like full 360 degrees around here. It's incredible. Amazing Portugal flag. Oh wow. This is the photo spot for sure. Look at that. Wow. That's incredible. I was actually looking on Google Earth, doing a bit of a recce of the whole place, and I was wondering if you could get to this wall to have a look, because it kind of runs straight down into the city. I just thought it would be a great perspective. It looks like you can actually walk all the way down it. Wow. What a spot. Look at that. It's just incredible. You can actually, yeah, you can see everywhere, all inside the castle. I bet there's a good audio guide to this, but unfortunately I do not have it. That's an incredible view. I love that. I'll let you have a quick. Wow. What a spot. What an amazing point. And I guess this is why this was chosen as well as the spot for the castle, because you can see everything, and this would have been like the main port. I guess Portuguese are known for their exploring, they're venturing out into the world. A little controversial, colonialism, but that's what they were good at. They sailed from ports like this and went and discovered new lands, and many other things that we won't get into here because they are very controversial. Anyway, wow. I love this little camera, it's so good. Tiny little thing, look at it. But it's just incredible. The quality that you get out of it, stability and all of it is so good for such a small, compact size. Yeah, I've got to do some more research about these places. To be honest, I only really just figured out that I was coming up here. I didn't plan to do it, it's just we had one more day. Nice afternoon. We weren't doing anything in particular. My wife is actually just chilling back at the place we're staying at, so she's getting some rest before we venture off tomorrow to the next city, which is going to be Porto. We've got another castle tower up here. I think I'm going to make my way back down. Done a whole lap of the castle. We'll go check out the ancient archaeological site, and then that'll be us. There, like I was saying, there's a little village, the historical village here, Alfama, is just beneath the castle here, and I went there last night for part of their, what do they call, the Santos Populares, which is actually their big Saints Day celebrations, well, Saints Month, it's the whole month. And if you saw the last video, I did try and see as much as I could of all the different places, all the different locations of where that takes place, but it's literally everywhere. And one of the top spots to go to is Alfama. It's like the old historic, oldest buildings in Lisbon, and it was something else. It was so much fun. There was folk music, there was so many people singing and dancing. There was one street in particular, which I think it was actually named Rua do São Jorge, which would be the name of this castle as well, São Jorge Castle. That main street was like packed with like actually a lot of people, a lot of Portuguese people, but there was a lot of tourists there as well, because I think it's probably one of the most well-known streets. The one that leads to the cathedral. But the most exciting The best part I found was through this little alleyway, like this lane, right down a little dead end, and it was just full of Portuguese people. There was not a blonde-haired, light-coloured haired person in sight. Everyone had dark brown hair. They were singing, they were dancing. There was a lady there who was in a wedding dress. I don't know if she just had her wedding, but it was like such a incredible atmosphere. So festive, so much fun. Yeah, and I just soaked it all up. It was so much fun to be there and to experience that. I kind of want to go back there tonight. Now, I figured out from the last video on this channel that they don't actually go hard until the weekend. So last night was a Friday night, and that was like proper good time. Where am I going? Am I going up here? Okay, I'm going up here to the archaeological site. Yeah, Friday night was going off. It was so much fun. Definitely better than, I think it was a Thursday night I went out before. The Friday night was like proper party, and I stayed there till about maybe 11 o'clock, but then I had to leave because it was too wild, and I was like, I've seen everything I need to see. Oh my goodness. And there's an archaeological site here, so maybe this castle is built around like a building that predates the castle. I guess there'll be some information we can go and find out. And the guy's up there getting some photos. There's actually some other viewpoints around I can see. There's some trees over there. That apparently is an amazing viewpoint, but unfortunately there's only so many hours in the day. There's only so many days in our trip. Okay, Iron Age. We've got an Iron Age part here, 15th, 18th centuries, 7th and 3rd centuries. Wow. BC, 7th to 3rd centuries BC, ruins of the living structure from the succeeded occupations. So this stuff down here, we're going to see some really old stuff, more than 2,000 years old, where we can see we'll get an idea of how people once did live. Down another very steep, slippery staircase. Jeez, they love these things. Archaeological area. Wow, okay. There's an information board here, we can learn a bit more. Traces of the first permanent settlements date back to the 7th century BC and consist of residential structures that were in successive use and modified according to requirements up until the 3rd century BC. 7th century BC, that's like 2,700 years ago. That's crazy. They are proof that this entire area most likely housed a fortified town for 4 centuries, and that the inhabitants maintained contact with the peoples from the Mediterranean and the Middle East, as objects on the display in the museum suggests. Wow. And then we have a Moorish quarter as well. So that's number 2. So the far corner, that's 7th to 3rd century BC. The white building is the Moorish quarter. And then number 3, which is the palace, 15th to 18th century. These are ruins of the ground floor of the east wing of the Palacio dos Condes de Santiago. So that's this part here. That's the ground floor of the palace, the ruins. So yeah, people have been sitting on this hill for a very, very long time. Amazing, eh? And also they found, remnants from the Middle East. Was it the Middle East? And the Mediterranean. So there was trading going on between these different peoples. It's just incredible. So much history. To be here where, these people lived here for centuries. They were coming up this hill from the river Tagus, from lands far, far away, and coming up here, bringing their different wares, their different commodities that they could trade, and trinkets as well. Oh, there's an exit here. Do I want to exit just yet? I might just do another quick lap of the place. Nice little kiosk. Let's get a shot of that for the vlog. Do little pop-ups and say that there's food and stuff available. What a lovely afternoon to be up here as well. It's very chilled. I feel like that that music playing at the start, the piano, he really set the scene, really set the vibe for me. Look at this. Huge castle. And like I said, this place is open till 9 p.m, so you could come up here and watch the sunset from up here. Would be amazing. Because the sun sets like to the, obviously, to the west, but that's kind of in the direction of down the river. So you'd get amazing views of the sunset over the river from up here, over the city. I want to go just quickly pop down to back where that restaurant was. Let's get some more views. Look at those tail feathers. What a beauty. Oh, you got the little chicks down there as well. Aw, the little baby peacocks. They're so cute. So I'm going to get down at some point. I'm going to get down for dinner. Oh, here we can see the restaurant. Look at this. Oh, wow. What a spot for a restaurant though. Look at this. Under the shade of these olive trees, overlooking the river, the Tagus, the city. Fantastic. Oh, I'm blown away. This is a fantastic spot. So nice. Oh, the restaurant actually has inside as well. So that's cool. This side on the restaurant rooftop since 1147. So I'm guessing that's when this castle was built. They're doing a little bit of a play there. Such a good spot to just have a nice cold drink. Oh, if only there was someone here hanging out with me. If only I had a significant other to enjoy this experience with. No, she's had enough. She's done plenty. I can hear some party music going on. Down in the city. Probably one of these Santos Populares festivals going on. I feel bad. Those people are trying to take a photo. Shall I offer to take a photo for them? Alright, I'll do it. Do you guys want a picture?
Yeah.
You want a picture? I see you struggling with the wind.
Yeah.
Alright, give it here. A photo or video?
Photo.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Maybe I'll do this side as well. You can see more. Okay, and 3, 2, 1. Cheese.
Thank you very much.
You like it?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Oh, good. Help the people out. I'm sure they'll do the same for me. I love these cannons. Epic. I'm going to see if this festival's going on, this music concert. So it's a whole month of stuff going on here in Lisbon. Like if you want to plan a holiday to Lisbon, we've come very last minute. We've still been able to find accommodation. This is kind of the problem, isn't it? This is part of the problem, is that there's a surplus of short-term holiday accommodation and not enough of the long-term residential accommodation. So I don't know. I still don't know the solution to the problem, but if you're planning a trip here, it hasn't been very hard for us to find accommodation. Yeah, we've been last minute, and like I said, we've changed places a couple of times, so been no issues with that. Well, we got all the people here ready for their concert. They are ready to go. Not sure what time it starts, but I just can't get over this view. This balcony up here is just immense views. I just want to do one more lap of the place because just soak it up. I don't know when I'm going to be here in Lisbon again. You never actually know when you're going to be anywhere again. See if I spot anything different this way around. And then wind my way back down, go get some dinner and wrap it up for the night. And then tomorrow we're off to Porto, so we're going to catch a train. Imagine living there, right just underneath the castle. That's your little back garden. Would it be nice or would it be annoying, all the tourists always looking over the edge into your house? Probably get sick of it, wouldn't you? Yeah, but anyway, June seems to be the best time of year to come. I imagine in August it would be so hot, unbearably hot to come here. So June is, even May, but June if you want to, take part in all the festivities here as well, because there's so much going on. It's just such an amazing atmosphere. Everyone's very, very festive. People are getting their bags searched, and I've come in with a bag, didn't get my bag searched, so maybe it's just for the concert. Maybe they don't want people filming it or something. Lots of nice little spaces as well here, just to relax, just to enjoy, sit by some, look at this pigeon. He's just enjoying a little bath. He's got it all to himself. Oh wow, we've got all the peacocks. Look at all these peacocks here. This is a royal palace up here as well. I'm going to go back in this exposition, and see if we can find out a bit more about this place. Well, we've got lots of bits of pottery, and this is all the remnants, the scarce remnants that they found from, in BC times. Wow. All right, so that was cool. They had, there was lots of pottery in there, all the bits that they found from around the area. And yeah, a bit more information about the castle. So it was 11th century, founded by the Arabs. And they built the hilltop fortress, but obviously there were people here before that as well. Remnants of their structures that they'd built up here, as well as the bits and pieces they had from everyday life, bits of pottery and decoration and vessels for their liquids and water and things. I do still find it fascinating that this whole Iberian Peninsula was like full, taken over by the Northern Africans, the Moors, and it was like fully under Muslim rule. It's interesting, isn't it? How that, and then the Reconquista, the reconquering by the Christians, came back to reclaim, or to basically reconquer. It's crazy. Reconquer the Iberian Peninsula and secure it for Christians, which I guess is why it's now like a majority, like a Christian. European is, I guess, majority Christian. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I feel like they are. There's so many churches that are still, big. So I guess there's more and more mosques around, but as we move into an era of more acceptance and less warring, more understanding, hopefully. Anyway, that's us. We're out. We've made it out of the castle. It was a successful mission. Wow. Great photo. The AI generated. I don't know. That kind of looked like that was supposed to be Jesus Christ, but the idea that you have of what he should look like. Rua de Santa Cruz do Castelo. Yeah, so that's it. That's our mission to the top of the mountain done, and it is 6 o'clock, so probably time to start heading back down now and go and find some food for dinner. And we'll be cooking in the hotel tonight, so it's nice. We'll save a bit of money. We've just been eating out so much. I feel like I've been eating a lot and also not doing enough exercise, even though we're doing a lot of like walking around, you know, like spending a lot of our days walking around and stuff. I'm not doing that kind of intense gym exercise that became like such a big part of my life, I guess, when I was living in the Gold Coast. So try and get back into it. Magnets, anyone? It's always cheap stuff as well, isn't it? It's always like little bits and pieces, little knickknacks. Here's some more magnets and postcards. Like, it doesn't cost a lot to set that up, to, you know, start your business. Oh, the concert's starting up there. The concert's starting and the peacock is not impressed. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get into a bit more physical routine. I can hear the music starting up there. Do a bit more exercise. To be honest, I haven't really found a place here in Lisbon where I can do exercise apart from going to like a public square or something, so it's been a little bit tricky. When I was in other parts around Europe, first in Spain, there was always like an area where I could go to where there was like some workout bars. Maybe there's just a bit more encouragement or more people out there who are doing exercise and they kind of demand that kind of equipment to be installed by the councils. We've got a full band going on here. It's getting very festive up there. Alright, well, I guess that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today, folks. Thank you for watching again. Thank you for supporting me and my channel, this new endeavour. And I hope to see you guys in the comments and in the next one. Being cheeky there. There's always people being cheeky behind me, I've noticed. When I go back and edit these videos, I notice there's all these cheeky buggers out there getting in the back of my videos. Good on them. I hope they like and subscribe, like you should too. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you in Porto.